Pitfall II, The Lost Caverns? I remember that game from when I was a kid. I used to play it on my old Atari XE. Originally came out for the 2600. Activision made it. 1984, I believe. It really pushed the boundaries of the classic Atari. They had to find all kinds of ways to make the graphics work. But this, an arcade version by Sega, that's a new one. I did not know this existed. I'm not sure how it's going to adapt into an arcade, but this should be interesting. It says it was made in 1985, a year later. Well, let's give it a try. The graphics are a lot more detailed than the 2600, but I hesitate to say they're better. It kind of reminds me of, well, Pitfall Harry looks like the early Indiana Jones on CGA. But you can expect different and more advanced graphics on the arcades because the boards can be custom made for the arcades. So we'll see what it looks. I'm not sure if I like the more cartoony look, but it just might be me used to that classic look. Now, the goal of this game has slightly changed. In the original version, you had to collect a diamond ring, find your niece Rhonda, and quick claw your pet mountain lion. Wait, pet mountain lion? Man, here I thought he was a dog the whole time who was just scared of a mouse, which I never also understood why you couldn't get past the mouse. In this one, you simply have to reach the end of each of the 4 levels, with treasure giving you extra time and points. Yeah, that's another difference. You now have a time limit and lives, which you did not have in the actual Atari 2600 version. But they have to make their quarters somehow from you. Many of the classic traps and creatures are still here. You have the scorpions that walk back and forth, some of which will turn after you jump over them. Bats that fly up and down. Pits with vines to swing on, some pits that open and close. You have crocodiles to jump on and more. There are also a few I do not remember, like trees dropping things at you and volcanoes that erupt. In the tree scenes in the first level, they will drop bags of money every so often. There's 4 of them total that they will drop. If you collect all 4, you can get a gold statue of Pitfall Harry at the end of the level, and it gives you an extra life. You can find something similar to that on each of the 4 levels, some of them giving you large amounts of points, others giving you additional time, about 5 minutes. Now the first level is fairly easy, except for this damn volcano with lightning. Damn it! Damn it! Come on. Stop. No! Damn it! This one really gets to me. There are so many lightning bolts on that screen right now that every time I try and get across, they just nail me. This is where they're going to eat up your quarters. You have a little pit that you can try and get down into. It gives you a moment of breathing. But once again, don't forget you have that time limit. And as soon as you come back up, lightning bolts everywhere. But once you make it through the screen, the rest of this level is fairly easy. Now, I did die quite a few times here, and luckily the game does allow you to continue. Now on the modern emulator, it's fairly easy since you don't need to spend quarters. You just select continue and put in your quarter button. But in the old arcades, this is where they would drain your money. Now the first issue with the continue is that you have to wait to see all the high scores, and you do get to enter your name at this point because your score will be reset after you continue. But if you didn't set a high score, I see no point in this screen. It's kind of a bit of annoying, ties you up for a bit. The other issue is how you continue. Most games you just select continue and move on. This one you have to hold the jump button while hitting start. And if you don't do that, it will restart from the beginning. And that can set you back quite a bit. Finally, you make it to the end of the level and you grab the key to move on. Key appears once you grab the last treasure, and it drops you into the next level. Now, this one's a bit of a maze, not too much. You really just have 3 columns. 2 of them on the ends have ladders. These ladders go up the whole way. A few times you have to jump platforms to make it to the next ladder and dodge frogs and bats. The middle, this is an area where it's just a large open cavern. You can grab a balloon and float to the top. If the balloon touches anything, it pops and drops you. And when you fall, you have the problem of you cannot control your fall. It's not like Super Mario Brothers or any of those where you can just change your direction as you go. Instead, when you fall, you just have to accept where you land for the most part. You can nudge yourself a little bit. Let's talk about the controls for a moment. Now, you have just one button to worry about in the joystick. But it can be a bit fussy at times. If you don't hit the ladders just right holding down, you'll drop down the ladders. And in this level, that can really set you back, especially with the time limit. Luckily, with just one jump button, it's not too bad, but it does sometimes feel like it doesn't react right. It could be a case of my emulator. This is custom built. But at the same time, it could be a bug in the arcade version. But it's manageable. It's not one of those terrible control things where you're always going, I hate this game, I gotta play it. It's playable. It is very playable. After a long time trying to climb, I finally make it to the treasure at the end. Picking it up reveals the key, which is actually in a different spot. It's in the middle section near the top, so it's back to the balloons. You have to make sure you slow your balloon near the top by holding down. Otherwise, you could hit too early and drop all the way back down and have to climb back up again. And trust me, you don't want to do that. Now on to level 3. I feel this one is far easier than the last. It's basically a minecart ride through tunnels. There are multiple paths that you can choose. In the beginning, there's 3 of them. I picked the middle, and it was the right one by blind luck. At this point, I'm out of the version from Activision that was on the Atari that I knew. So I'm not sure if this was in the original Atari or not. It may have been, may not. I don't go through and look that stuff up just because I like to find it myself. So someday I need to go back and actually finish the original Atari version. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, I haven't beat the original Atari version. This is the farthest I've ever gotten in any version of Pitfall. But I did screw up. Remember what I said about the continues? Well, I didn't hit the jump key right, and as a result I had to start over. So I took it sort of out of arcade mode. I put it into unlimited lives so I could get back and I could show you the whole game. So it's a little pain, but what are you gonna do? Let's keep taking a look at what we got here. You can jump out of the minecart and grab the ring in the middle on various screens to get out. This will allow you to dodge stuff that might be coming up or to get to various ladders. Big thing is there are crushing ceilings, or the end of the track will kill you if you hit them. But compared to the last level, this one's easy and a nice break. Alright, this break isn't going to last. We know the next level is going to be chaos. It is the last level. It's going to be everything we've learned in the previous 3 combined. So let's see what we got. So this one is definitely a maze. Pits will open that will not kill you, but they'll drop you down to other levels that could either set you back or drop you onto other traps. So you gotta watch out for them. The newest mechanic in this one is the darts. If you see somewhere where it looks like there should be an enemy, there's a wall, but no enemy, odds are you're going to be facing darts. They'll fire 2 of them. One will go over you, and then you have to jump over the second one. The can be a little bit annoying to get the timing down at first, but it's a fairly simple trap. Now, here we come up close to the end of this little maze. And we got this toucan flying over a pit. Come on. No. God. Damn it. Damn it. Alright. I didn't want a weapon in the rest of this game, but right now, this damn bird, I want that thing dead. Every time I try and get over this pit, he either gets me or I fall in that pit. Problem is, whereas other times you can wait, timing changes with each pass, they are on the exact same schedule. So as a result, you just have to get it perfect. You make a mistake, you're falling in that pit. I am going to kill that damn bird. I don't care. Okay, but now it's on to the final room. This one can get frustrating. It's all about timing. So in order to get to the final treasure and win, you have to grab a balloon and float to the top. Sounds simple, but you have these fireballs the statue keeps spinning that are bouncing all around the room. Not only can they pop the balloon, but obviously they will kill you in one hit. So what do you gotta do? Well, essentially you just have to time it right. And if you notice, the statue is constantly shooting a fireball up to the top. Now, once the fireball leaves the screen, it shoots a new one, which is why it looks like it's shooting 30 of them up to the top. There's only one up there, but there will always be one up there. So you just have to time it right. You have to get up there, have the balloon pop on the ceiling, drop, duck under that fireball, and grab the treasure. And it took me a while to do that. Overall, it's a great video game. You notice I said video game, not arcade. And the reason for that is I don't know how well, I don't feel it works well, really, as an arcade game. It really is something you want to sit down and play either on an emulator, on an original 2600, even that not so good NES version. If you want to see more about that, look up the Angry Video Game Nerds version of that game. It's definitely not as good as the classic, but it's still a good version. This version is good if you have an emulator. Put it into the Unlimited Lives and just play it like the original game. It's not bad, it's great. It will always be a classic game. In an arcade, if I saw this, I'll drop a few quarters in, just to say I play it. But I'm never going out of my way. You're not going to hear me say, oh, let's go to this arcade, they have Pitfall II. Yeah, I'll play it once, maybe every few times I'm in there, but it won't be a go-to game. But it is a classic, like I said. It was one of Atari's highest selling games of all time. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Arcade Reviews and look forward to many more. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, hit the little notification bell to get updates of when new videos are released. And if you want to help support this so that I can do more stuff such as better props, maybe more actors, and other videos such as board game reviews, or we had a podcast we were doing called In Hospitality about the hospitality industry. You can always help support us by going to our Patreon link and buying one of our membership packages.